All right, welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League. If you're just joining us, we're about to launch into technically the first series of this group. However, we've already concluded the second series, and Liquid Bunny was able to advance through to the winner's game. Now we're going to find out who joins him out of San and MorroW.
Yeah, this is the game that was obviously, if you were just tuning in now, meant to start the night off. Jumping into this one straight away here to find out which one will go through. Kalaris, your thoughts, predictions, hopes, dreams?
Well, I think I can't bet against San, even though I think he is playing from Korea, right?
Yes.
Right, okay. So he is playing from Korea, and that is quite annoying for him. But I can't bet against San.
Yeah.
I really can't. He's always shown us that he's such a menace, a force to be reckoned with. I think he's going to do well.
Okay, let's find out if he can. Or not.
Or not. Or if he gets morrowed. All right. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss. It is your Flash Wolves, San. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have our red Terran representing Team Property. Over in Sweden, it is MorroW. And it's good to see him back. It's good to see him back.
Yep. Again, this is something we mentioned a little bit earlier on, that MorroW was the first StarCraft 2 champion that we ever had. Yeah. I mean, sure, you had a lot of online cup winners, but the first big tournament played offline, he did win in 2010. Artosis played at that tournament. White Rod played at that tournament. I casted with Day 9. Yeah. 4 years ago. More than 4 years ago, because Gamescom was last weekend. So it's 4 years and a week. Wow. That's how long ago it was.
And there were a lot of Reapers from MorroW during that, and it was fun.
Reapers.
Not for Idra.
I remember the finals so well, too, because it was the first ever tournament. Yeah. And because the Reapers was so common, the last game, if I remember correctly, the final map of the final was on Steps of War. And so Idra has overlords on both sides trying to go into scout to know what's going on, because he knows it's most likely going to be Reapers, but he wants to see it. Yeah. He cannot scout, so he's like, what are they bloody Reapers? So he starts to build roaches ready to deal the Reapers. But back then, you build the tech lab to build the Reaper, but you also build the tech lab to build the Marauders. You didn't know which one it was. Then it was Marauders, and then his roaches died. And then he got really angry, as he would. Oh. Yeah, that was the final game there. Yeah. That was a fun finals. I think first place was maybe $5,000. Yes, it was. You're talking about championships now, $25,000, of course, for a standardized WCS tournament. Way back when. Yeah. So MorroW is going to have to bring out the sparks of brilliance that we saw him way back when, but that hasn't happened in a while, unfortunately, for MorroW. Hopefully he can do something here, because he has tried so diligently to qualify for WCS. He's finally here. This is his moment to shine, and he's rewarded with playing against San in his first series. Interestingly enough, he's chosen a different build to the norm here. We don't see this as often from Terran players, but he's chosen an SCV scout without the Reaper here with a later gas. So the SCV is going to go in and actually spot a very dangerous thing to see against a player who's playing from Korea. And it's a double gas opener, because you know that this is more than likely, after the Nexus has been planted, some form of tech, but you don't really know which one it could be. It may even be sentries to build up energy for a gateway attack, as we've seen MC and players of similar caliber do the same. So MorroW now, without the Reaper, how is he going to get a lot of intel here? But he's building up gas. It's pushing him towards a factory at the moment. So maybe he doesn't care what his opponent does, and he's just going to try and go for a Widowmine, which can be used defensively, also aggressively, and say whatever. I mean, in these spawning positions, Widowmine on the left-hand side of your natural can do all right. You're expecting the Oracle to come from there if something like that is going to happen. So that could be, you know, something that he may play for. But San likewise. I mean, I don't feel that San has to play super gimmicky. He's going to go for the Stargate. And in Korea, we've seen a huge amount of Stargate in this matchup as of late. And, you know, it's there. So, as mentioned, as expected. So MorroW now has to kind of be prepared. Does he have Marines in the right place, which they are currently going towards? Does he have the Widowmine in the right place? Does he not take losses? That's a good question. Does he take losses? That was two questions stemmed from the same one. That was really well done, that. It's like, is he playing well, or is he playing unwell? Oh, tricky. We're not in Todd's game. Sorry. All right, so here's the Oracle on the way. And it's Hellions. Oh, what? Not mines. All right, then. This kid, I mean, if he has enough Marines to defend against the Oracle, 3 is not enough, by the way.
Nope.
Then can do Hellion damage.
Yep.
He may be not expecting the Stargate at all here, so right now it can do the damage.
Probe's already moving over. Wait, where is he? Okay, he's checking the front and then going back. No, he's checking the front and then going back. And okay.
Robotics facility straight behind this too, which means he's going back to normal play immediately. But the Oracle is going to really set the income aside for both players if it does its right damage.
Only 3 Marines. Ah, MorroW. Are you just going to go straight into this middle line? Because if you did, you'd be doing all right. I guess not. That was the quickest pause of all time, guys. Don't just pretend you didn't see that. All right, so these 3 Marines are going to die. And then from there on...
Not much else has been done. And these Hellions are now active. Marines are on the way to drop.
Hellion activated.
So
at least he sees them.
This is interesting because right now there's only 1 photon overcharge. So which one does he defend?
No block off at his main ramp.
No, it's which one does he defend?
He was trying to build pylons, I think, maybe to try and block things off there.
Yeah, he's made a wall.
Yeah.
Right. But now we're going to see units dropped on that main.
Oh,
he's trying to make a wall here. That he can use 1 force field hopefully to block off.
It needs to be quick. That wasn't fast enough. All right, he's going to lose a lot of probes. Well, you know, photon overcharge was in range for a second there. All right, he's losing quite a few. 8. How many more? No more. Phoenix are out and good to go now.
Yeah, lost quite a bit there. But also lost a lot of units. So that was 4 Hellions, a Medivac, 5, 6 Marines, 8 probe kills. I don't think that's quite good enough, because if you look at the supply count now, with MorroW losing everything, he has Stim nowhere near ready. He hasn't even switched over the tech labs and so on yet. There's no way for him to be aggressive for a quite long time in this game. And if you think about it, Sand's back to full base saturation pretty much. He's close to getting up towards 44 probes.
Well, yeah, he's doing okay, that's for sure. And now, I mean, he's just transitioning onto the Robo Bay. Was this even seen by
So not good enough for MorroW.
No, he didn't see it. So
3rd command center immediately before Stim even starts. You know that's a sign of I didn't do enough.
Got some catching up to do. Of course, there's a lot in the production for MorroW. Let's not take that away from him. He does have a lot coming.
Sam is playing this right. He's playing it right. I was going to say something else, but right came into my brain. It was the perfect way to describe it. He's playing this right. You know your opponent, well playing like this, is not going to have Stim or anything that can be aggressive. What the hell can stop a 3rd base from coming in? There isn't anything. So it's the perfect answer. And he's going to get such a heightened economy because of this. By the way, he hasn't got any forges. Without any forges, unless we see double forge come down soon, he could play a super heavy gateway style with a couple of Colossus, blink as well, and just kind of overwhelm his opponent.
Yeah. And, you know, when he sees this factory fly over as well towards that 3rd base, which I assume was going there to try and block, and unfortunately this Marine finding it can't anymore, he's not going to have any additional add-ons to something like Widowmines if he would want them later on, unless he goes back and obviously has another factory or something like that, or this one goes back itself. So he's very tunneled down the one composition that would normally come out with the Marines and Marauders.
Yeah, he has thrown down a forge, so I mean he's going to build up quite a decent amount of gateway units to make sure he can defend that 3rd base. I think it would be a little bit greedy if he went 3 Nexus then double forge or something. So he's going to start to build up a unit count and then think about upgrades later. But his whole advantage is going to be in numbers and the size of his army.
Well, we just see this army moving through the middle as well, and unfortunately for MorroW, he has no options to really kind of exploit any access paths here. This army is well situated for Sam. It can dart between these 3 bases quite quickly, considering its location. And he even has, you know, good probes positioned up to the top left to see if any drops were coming along. Observer in the middle. He's actually going to make Widowmines in the fight, so that's always cool. But
straight into that mineral line.
Yeah.
Sand should be fine though. I mean, he's got 2 Colossus, 3rd one on its way. Blink soon to be done. There's not enough Vikings, but the higher the Viking count gets for Mar, which is 0 currently, but about to be 3 and increasing. Oh no, he's got 2, sorry, with his army. So we're going to improve from that. And that's when he's going to be able to look to take a good fight. But now he cannot take a good fight. He won't win this one.
Yeah, that Widowmine tried to walk into the mineral line whilst all this was going on. Sand's actually supply blocked here. but the force fields cut this up quite nicely. Good movement on the left-hand side with those Marauders and Marines to get on top of one Colossus.
I actually completely didn't think he'd win this one.
Yeah, he takes so much damage through all of this, but it was just good maneuvering with the bio there from MorroW.
Yeah, nice. Very good from him. That did a lot more than I thought it definitely would.
Now he needs to kind of
kill 2 Colossus there. Beautiful separation of units to thin them out. But San definitely didn't think he'd be taking much losses there. And this has opened up a beautiful timing, because the way that went down and already losing 2 Colossus, it reset the Colossus count. But the Vikings are at 4.
Yeah.
And they're still climbing up. And SCVs are coming. He knows this is the perfect time after that kind of fight.
Uh-oh. MorroW really kind of taking the bull out by the horns and just kind of riding with it.
San needs to turn these gateways on fast. He needs more units. He's going to have 2 Colossus, but he needs to get rid of the Vikings. There's SCVs here. It's going to be a great time for MorroW, man.
7 Vikings against these 2 Colossi now. Charge and armor are on the way, but they're not going to be anywhere near done. And he even sees the SCVs with this now. San has to create a strong defensive bastion here to be able to deal with this. He doesn't even have enough Stalkers to really rival this Viking count.
Yeah, he has to try and get towards the Vikings here. The Colossus have to win this for him.
He's going for the 3rd snipe. He's actually just going to go for the straight-up engagement itself here. The Vikings already going to town on those Colossi. 1 falls, as will the 2nd very, very fast. There's not a huge amount of bio. Actually, I say that. They're right under the medivac, so they should be completely okay. San is in a lot of trouble here in game number 1. MorroW playing this brilliantly. Ooh. GG. Game number 1 goes to MorroW.
Boyakajaka, as MorroW is able to pick that one up. And, you know, we saw Mini Rays advance through yesterday, and now we've seen MorroW take down San in game 1.
Yeah.
What is this world coming to?
I don't know. These are crazy results so far. And to be fair, it being San, I still have faith in him. I still think this can go the whole 3 games.
Yeah.
But almost every series we're casting so far is going the whole 3 games, especially in this first round of groups. So we're going to get into
What's the next map?
King Sage on Station.
Okay. Ooh, I really liked that San's position there, but that fight just didn't go his one way, and then MorroW just finished him off after that.
Again, I mean, wrapping around with those Marauders to catch those Colossi, that was the definitive move there, I feel.
Shouldn't be winning that kind of fight there.
Yeah.
But well done, well done, well done. All right, so is he going to win? Imagine that. If he beats San here to go through to the winners match to play against Bunny, WCS is just kind of really different this season.
Yeah.
More so than ever before. Day 1 and day 2 we're having surprising results coming in.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to get into game number 2 in just a second, as it looks like everybody is ready and good to go into our second game. So, yeah, MorroW could do this. MorroW could do this. Again, I think the terrain and the setup there for him just worked out beautifully. Getting that wrap around and killing those Colossi. San just wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for the split there. So got punished for it. It was cool. All
right, so coming into game number 2 now. I wonder if he can do this, if MorroW can do this. I would love to see him be able to pick up this win against San here. San's a finalist, though, from last season. This is an area and a position that he should not be losing in. And if he does lose in the round of 32 today, it will be the first time in about a year that he would have done so in such a tournament.
All right, well, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, currently 1 game up against San here. Representing Team Property, it is MorroW. And down to the bottom right, we have our red Protoss representing your Flash Wolves. It's San.
All right. So, game number 2 now. Of course, this is also series number 2 of the evening. As just a little bit before, we had Bunny versus Todd, with Bunny going through 2 games to 1 over Todd. So, Bunny waiting for the winner of these. But remember, the new format is going to be that we play the lower bracket game first. So, it will be Todd up next against, at the moment, San. But if things do change, of course, so will the player.
For now, San is going to start building himself a wall at the back here, just to catch if any Reapers were coming along. But with MorroW not opening up Reaper up in the first game anyway, it might not even be necessary. Of course, it's always quite useful for later on, especially if MorroW was trying for some kind of Hellion play again. You don't want them darting all the way around your mineral line.
I wonder if San is going to fall victim to the round of 32 this time. In each round of 32, he's looked weak. And this could be another one where, you know, he is looking weak because he's lost the first game, but will he continue to look that way? At Season 1 this year, at the start of the year, he lost his initial opener of the year to Daishi.
Yeah,
2 games to 1. Daishi winning that one, but he did manage to pull it back in close games versus Targa and Mini Razor, funny enough. to advance through in second place.
Yeah, I remember the Mini Razor series. It was 2-1 in favor of San in the end, but it was quite close.
And then Season 2, San also had a close series. He did go through in first place, but he had a 2-1 series against U-Thermal and a 2-1 series against Todd as well.
Yeah. So, and that comes to play here in this group as well if San has to go up against Todd again. I mean, I think San has won both encounters that they've played against when it comes to San versus Todd.
You are correct. The head-to-head is 2-0 in favor of San.
Yeah. So, got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Same opener by MorroW, by the way. One Marine backed by another, and then enough gas to be able to build the reactor afterwards. With an SCV scout. And San's actually looking around in case he's about to get proxy factoried or something, which is actually kind of common. Or not super common, but is used, should I say, from Terran players.
SCV's going to poke in here likewise and have a look around. See one gas opener. MorroW's got to feel pretty comfortable against that, as he pretty much knows what's going to be the occurrence, as he already has to head down here and see the Nexus and be like, well, you snuck that down quite nicely.
The rise of the non-Koreans, the rise of the foreigners. Yeah, we can call this season.
Will it happen properly?
All right, factory play again. Well, I think we can address that it was decent, the attack by MorroW there, but it wasn't ideal. The amount of money he invested into kill 8 probes.
The time it was spotted as well. I mean, the Oracle flying over those Hellions, or at least seeing the infrastructure itself as well, was, you know, it gave him a good heads up to start building walls and assessing how much he would have to commit to that full defense. So that gave him a bit of time to set up.
Twilight Council from Stardust, San, sorry, at the back of his base. So, I mean, yes, the factory could push towards Widow Mines, but if we think back to just the previous game, it was Hellions that were chosen. Of course, there's 2 different branches for you to go down when you choose a factory play like this. And switching over means he's going to be building Hellions, so you don't really build mines 2 at a time.
Is there a scenario where MorroW is quite fooled by the initial just 1 gas opener? And if this is like, as it is with the Twilight Council?
Not so much.
Not so much?
No. Okay. I don't think he's... I mean, it's Twilight, Robo, Stargate's all possible from a 1 gas opener, so... Blink, not DTs. Difference between the Todd series earlier.
Yeah.
But with going for this, how many units are there? Is there 2 Stalkers by now? 3rd one on the way, right?
Yep.
But again, San has no idea about this. The reactions have to be perfectly well timed because there's no observer to help out here. So Photon Overcharge needs to be in the right place. The Hellions need to get rid of that Medivac. He's actually created a wall here with his robotics facility.
Nice.
Very smart here to stop the Hellions from running around.
I really like that. If he sees it early on with this probe at the front, you know, he'll see the Hellions. Unless the Marines lead themselves, then he can just pull things back from the natural to save them if he needs to.
Ooh. TKL.
You were doing that yesterday as well.
TKL.
All right.
Team kill, lol.
How do you like it in a replay?
Claris.
What? Just being real, man. Just.
Whoa. I think this is a good time to also, if you hadn't followed Challenger League, by the way, I know some of you do just watch Premier and Challenger. MorroW had a very surprising and good run in Challenger, being able to beat MVP 3 games to 2 to actually get his position here for the first time in Premier League. Here come the Hellions.
Yeah, you're right. That was quite the series, actually. And now MVP no longer in WCS Europe. Has to requalify, or maybe even not going to happen. This is kind of scary here for Sam, but he already kind of evaluated the idea of something like this happening with that wall up at the top. Ooh. Reaction was pretty quick. Trying to deny this at the back, but at the front, that's a lot of Hellions.
If he gets all these probes.
Oh, stop hold position there with some of those probes to make it harder. Yeah, he's done quite a bit of damage with that.
Well, he's doing huge damage.
How much has he actually killed? All right.
4 or 5 Stalkers, but he needs to get to the probes. Oh, whoa, they're lined up.
Yeah, well, they were lining up pretty nicely. He's already killed 6 or so, 7 as well. MorroW is playing these games out really, really well.
10 and escape.
Evacuates out. 34 to 36 overall.
God, I still felt he could have got more there.
Yeah, Possibly could have. You're right.
He took the fight against the Stalkers, but there was 3 gateways warping 3 more in. So it didn't... I mean, if there was only 1 gateway or something, then San just almost dies there. But he kept on warping in. And Blink is available too, so he actually just loses his medevac.
Oh, yeah, that medevac is gone. I'm quite surprised he actually went back in there for that. Oh, nice block as well. Denies any more damage from being done.
Yeah.
All right,
At least Stim is... If you compare it to the last game, Stim is almost done, where it was only just started by the time he finished with that last time.
At least he gets the heads up for the blink attack, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he even saw the probe moving in and knows there's a pylon right out there, and that was the only reinforcing pylon. So he's going to need to bring out another probe if he wants to do this.
It was okay. I mean, this attack was all right. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't super good either. It's just okay.
And now he's going over with a Widow Mine. And right now,
we're going to get a lot of damage in that natural if he does.
There is an observer at the natural.
Yeah, but is he going to react in time here? San is busy with Stalkers on the other side of the map.
Yeah, there's no bunker in the main there for MorroW, so that's quite
hard. Oh,
he's not reacting.
Oh, 5 kills.
If they'd have shot the other way, then that would have been a bit of a catastrophe. But these Stalkers are evening things up on the other side, getting a few kills and going to have to get out. Actually, losing some of those Stalkers is a bit of a blow. Oh, and the Widow Mine set up there as well. He does see it with the Observer, though, so he knows he shouldn't be jumping in there.
Now he's killed 16 workers with a extra 5 on that natural.
43 to 44, but with mule power as well, MorroW decisively in the lead in that regard. But he's got to now contend with the follow-ups. He's got to contend with the Colossi on the way. And how's his Starport actually doing? It's only just activating and getting full swing. He needs
1,000 minerals in the bank just then.
Ooh, yeah. So it needs to get, like, what? He's actually adding on 2 more medevacs. I think 1 more for the magical 4 number, and then just adding on Vikings once he... Does he see the Colossus? He does see the Colossus with the scan as well. That's good intel.
Yeah. Second Starport may come down shortly to start to rise that Starport up. He actually is inside his main base, chosen second engineering bay and armory while this big triple drop's going to happen. So that does tell us that he wants to play this out a little bit longer than a regular SCV push. Combat shield's just now started too. I was a little bit late with that.
How many gates do we have in total here for San? 7.
3 should be right. Going up to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's quite...
Dark Shrine as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. San is playing this out a little bit scared, I feel. MorroW's really bringing it to him, and so far, he's looking good. He's looking good. As long as he can get the Viking count to counteract the Colossi, then the world is oyster.
This one Stalker spots the 3 medevacs.
Oh, did it? Nice. Yeah. Good. Good spot.
On the natural is Widow Mine drop. 5 kills again.
Nice.
It's just 2 probes, but a couple of zealots there got picked off.
Yep. All these little bits of damage he's doing, I mean, he's up in terms of supply. His army count is at 59 over 38.
But the Dark Templar, though, it ruins all his hard work that he's done if these DTs get damaging.
That's very true.
And, you know, right now, I'm not sure if he's going to be watching the middle of his map. It's a weird time for DTs to come in. You build 3 of these, you send them to each mineral line, it's going to be very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and he could just lose everything. Well, he could lose a whole lot, that's for sure.
2 have been warped in.
He does have... How much? Oh, he just dropped a mule. So he has an energy for a scan on the main.
He's just used all his energy.
Oh, okay.
All his energy, and there's no turrets.
Oh, that's really unfortunate timing.
And all his hard work is gone.
Yeah. Just going to rip up a few of these SCVs. He's a little bit indecisive about where he wants to go with that for a second.
He doesn't even see the DTs.
No, he hasn't reacted at all. Hasn't moved his army. Now SCVs are going to go down. Already losing a few at the natural.
And this is going to buy so much time for San to just build up probes, army, and everything at home.
Yep. So really good move to bring him back into this properly. Missile turrets desperately going down at the natural as well as in the main, but how many workers have died off? 26 now in total. Really swinging this game back into his favor.
No way.
That's
no way.
Amazing amount of kills.
No. So many kills. And that is just off this attack, by the way. It's not throughout the game. That's just these DTs. 30 kills. Oh, MorroW.
Oh, wow. 3rd base goes down for San behind all of this. He knows his opponent isn't going to be pushing anytime soon because he's busy trying to clean up back at home.
And the automatic reaction to when something like this happens, and every StarCraft player who's played StarCraft, should I say, says, God damn it, I'm crippled, man. My economy's gone. He's gutted me. I got to attack while I can. And you just walk into a trap because you're dead. If you do that, you walk into 4 Colossus, a large army. DTs can get warped into the army as well, and you just go and commit suicide pretty much. So the right decision is always to sit back and recover, but you know at the same time that he's going to be flying ahead when it comes to his army size, upgrades, and economy. And unfortunately, this has done too much. And because the economy's been gutted, it's only going to get worse for you because the Protoss army and income's much bigger and is going to continue to grow.
Yeah. He's already at 57 workers against 49. The income superior here for San so far. And these, I mean, the DTs, there's still one lurking around that didn't even die during all of that with 12 kills. So if he wants to later on, he can just, once he sees the army movement in the middle, he could just walk back into the third base and start killing even more.
I'm trying to, I wonder what he's got a good army. Does he want to try to pull SCVs into this?
I mean, there's no storm, right?
And has a look. Double scan because he didn't see the first time. He's like, all right, 5 Colossus. 2 Archons are going to gut those pretty badly. +2 attack now completed.
It's pretty difficult. 10 Vikings, going to have 3 more in just a second. I think he may go.
He knows his opponent is only focusing on Colossus, remember, because you wouldn't be at 5 like this and also adding on Templar Archive so fast. DT watching the movement of MorroW's army, most importantly at the front there.
Yeah. And the thing is that if he stands perfectly still and doesn't show the shimmer, then he'll see SCVs go as they leave the base.
He won't pull
prepare.
SCVs. I mean, he can't. Not now. It's too late. 4th command center coming in. Looks like he'll take a big fight though when the Viking count starts to really rise up now, and it really is. It's 13, 16 soon. That's going to be a good time to fight to get rid of these. And then if the lack of Stalkers and lack of anti-air, what is really to stop the Vikings from Protoss right now? There isn't anything. What does he have?
8 Stalkers.
And that's not a lot to bring these down fast, are they? There's no storm. Archons aren't really going to get that much damage done. MorroW's going to fight in a couple of seconds. His army is almost at 200 supply with a couple of supply depots finishing up. 2-2 done.
Marine pokes forwards. Just sees, well, what he's already seen of that army. And with the Templar Archives and Storm on the way now, there is a window here for him to do something.
Let's go, Svenska.
He could do it.
Let's go, Svenska. This is the time. This is the time to go. 200 supply. Let's trade off these armies, man. You've had your 20 minutes no rush, kinda. Now it's time.
There it is. I think Storm's even going to be finished by the time he gets there now because of how San has been actually just focusing Chrono Boost into that. He sees the movement now. He knows it's coming.
Yep.
But if he just goes Chrono Boost straight into that, oh, he got wiped off the face of this planet.
Imagine if StarCraft 2 had ammo.
Yeah. Oh. That would be the most wasteful thing. All those guys shooting at that one little dude.
Imagine if Colossus waves cost energy and they're automatically firing. Imagine dropping mules on the army like, zzz, you're like, no!
No! Stop using my ammo! That would be brutal, man.
All right, that's a lot of Vikings.
That is a lot of Vikings. 19
Something
Vikings?
tells me that when 2 armies, Terran and Protoss, are maxed out in 200 supply, the Protoss is meant to win. Am I incorrect? Is my knowledge incorrect? At this stage of the game, is Terran meant to lose?
Normally, if Reddit's anything to go by. But I think that this is... Wow, that's a lot of Vikings. It depends. If they're all clumped up and they get stormed...
Does Protoss not have a death ball?
It's more like a death line right now. A little bit of a conga going on. And MorroW is just going all the way around.
The ramp and get stormed in this round.
Oh, okay, that was a lot of damage done to those Vikings with just 1 Storm and the blink forwards as well. Storm extra going down at the front of this army. The Vikings were just like moving around, not really hitting these Colossi during all of this. And MorroW plummets in terms of supply. The Vikings haven't even killed off that many of the Colossi. There's now a few dying off, but the bio is all running away during this fight. Oh no, there's still 2 Colossi left.
I guess my knowledge was correct.
Good job, Protoss. And there was even Zealots in this natural doing some damage here. There's extra units warping in, going to this planetary fortress.
Yeah, and San's going to walk away with this one. He's got 50 supply advantage. He's got pylons absolutely everywhere, so his army's going to keep on building here.
But it makes you wonder how this game would have played out if the Dark Templars didn't do as much as they did. There's EMPs for good measure to try and finish this off, but it's not going to work. GG. Game number 2 goes to San, who ties it up 1-1.
He does tie it up 1-1, and he keeps his hopes of searching for a WCS European title alive. Of course, was very, very close to achieving that last season, unfortunately losing to Stardust 0-4 in the grand finals.
Yep.
But he could potentially do it again this season if he escapes from the round of 32, which has always been his burden, because he does escape from it, but he almost doesn't, which is the weird thing about Sam, because he does have to play from Korea in the round of 32, and he has to face the latency issue. And he's made it through, and funny enough, before even qualifying into Premier League, he was struggling in Challenger and qualifiers before that too, and was barely getting close to Premier League in the first place. And every new season, I feel like Sam approaches this as like, please, 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 if I can get through, I'm going to kill everyone. Please, 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 please. Yeah. And, you know, so far, 2 out of 2 this year. Can he make this third one possible? Because there's definitely, you know, dangerous players in this group. Bunny is going to absolutely want to kill him instantly if they meet today. And then you've got, you know, Todd here, who, you know, has lost to him in the past, but has said multiple times on streams and to us that he's felt that he could have beaten him both times they played. So he obviously would love to play against Sand and get that win finally under his belt. And here we have the Swedish player giving it his all. So it's not an easy group here for the finalists of last season.
All right, so game number 3 is going to be on Overgrowth as we get into this. It's 1-1. This could go either way, but technically, I still, like, if it goes on to the longer stages, I still favor San. I can't let it go, man. Yeah. I can't let it go.
Okay, well, I'm going to side with the Swedish man.
Yeah?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
All right.
I told you that like a week ago when I was looking at this group.
Yeah,
I felt that San might not do this well this season because I think he might fall in the round of 32.
And he could. After seeing how these games have played out, I mean, if those Dark Templars didn't do as much there, he could have just gone to the lower bracket right there and then if MorroW had kept going.
And what a shame that would have been.
That would have been quite. All right, let's get into it. Game number 3, as we have, spawning up to the top right-hand corner, our Blue Terran representing Team Property over in Sweden. It is MorroW. And down to the bottom left, we have our Red Protoss representing Your Flash Wolves over in Taiwan. It is San.
San. Get your sand sticks out. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Okay. If San advances from the round of 32, I think he's going to go on a rampage again like he does every single season.
Yeah,
round of 4, season 1, and then the grand final, season 2. So 2 times top 4. You know, wonderful performances. And the only thing keeping him back is playing in Korea right now. When he played on the North American server in the Dragon Invitational recently, he played quite well there, but we'll see if he can do it today. I think this is a golden opportunity for the Swedish Team Property member to do well.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, he just, for the most part, he just haven't really been that... It's a nasty thing to say, but he just hasn't been relevant for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really hard-working
he is.
Swedish player, of course. The last big movement he had on the scene, I think, was about a year ago at DreamHack Valencia. He got top 16. Yeah. Which is a good accomplishment for a year ago at such a tournament. And he was actually very close to getting top 8. Lost 2-1 to Elfie in the round of 16. And that was the last big result that he stamped onto the scene. But today could be the update, the 2014 update.
And I hope so for him, because a guy that has been around for so long in StarCraft 2 has, you know, I mean, I remember him back when he was on Mouse Sports at the very beginning of StarCraft 2 as well. You know, this guy really working hard, as you point out. It would do wonders for him. It really would. I think it would give him a big confidence boost as well. Beating someone like San here, I mean, he already took the 1 game, so that's got to be a feather in his cap, one would say.
Yeah, he just proves to himself that he can do it.
Yeah. All right, well, will he be able to block this Nexus off? It looks like he's already going down there. San trying to... Oh, mean.
This does have the Zealot building anyway, but that is mean.
Yeah.
A little delay here.
And with the Reaper on the way over there as well, it's a potent combination. So, because he did go for that Reaper in this game.
Is that probe going to get it?
Ooh, zap! Oh, you could have zapped it.
No zapping today.
No. Reaper going to head on long now. Maybe push this Zealot away from denying the engineering bay. Or he may just go straight up to have a look around. Either option is nice, but this causing even more delays is a nice option, with the Mothership Core having to now come and reinforce.
Yeah, going to get some damage done to the Zealot. Zealot not going to move, though. He wants that engineering bay gone.
Yeah.
Nice cancel there by MorroW. He's chosen Flash's build, by the way. Engineering bay fast. So we're going to see a really fast +1.
Yeah.
Very good for multiple reasons, but also does have its weaknesses. Like, everything has a pro and con. The pros here is that you do get that +1 super fast. And the added benefit of getting it super fast is if a mid-game attack comes in, you have +1 attack to defend with. But also when you move out at the normal 9 to 10 minute mark, you actually have 1-1 upgrades compared to just the 1-0 that you'd usually have.
Yeah.
The weakness of it, though, is that by getting the engineering bay at this point, you slow down your barracks production, therefore slowing down your unit production. And also, by slowing down your barracks production, slows down the tech lab and the stim upgrade and upgrades like this. So you are weaker for a little bit in the earlier part, but become much stronger because the upgrades kick in much faster.
Behind all of this, we have the Twilight Council going down for San. And MorroW's just taking precautions everywhere, really, on his side of the map, making sure that there's no proxies going down or anything like that. And that's good for him, but at the same time, he now has to say, right, yours is not on my side of the map. What's going on over the other side? And it's Dark Shrine.
It's the Dark Shrine.
Oh my God,
and this is what kind of gave him a massive boost in the previous game. And I thought he would maybe try to blinkety-blunk this one home, or maybe he tried to slam-blunk it in, but he's going to go for the Dark Shrine.
But if just because of the way he's open with the style that he has with the fast engineering bay, if he just had one missile turret at the front, well, it could really hurt San here.
Does the Reaper get in and see it? It's an instant click and an instant turret building if he sees this, obviously, and it's stopped. Zealot's going to get a hit. Zealot's going to get a hit if he jumps up there.
Yeah.
Swipe!
Oh. Oh, San has planned this out very well. There's the missile turret at the front, though.
Ooh.
He's like, well, I haven't really seen much of anything.
Ooh.
And when he jumped up, he didn't...
Yeah. Imagine, though, if the pylon is behind the mineral line, though, you know, to the top left.
Oh, you mean up here? He's going to do it.
So you can warp in here and run around.
Yeah.
But MorroW, moving his Marines, does not move left float.
Maybe if he gets... I mean...
He's going to see... I mean, as the DT runs, he's going to get in range of the turret and he's going to get killed anyway. So this is going to be quite good. And this obviously slowed down that robotics facility. At this point, the robotics bay would almost be on its way in a normal game. But the robotics facility only just starting. So here's the DT.
He gets the warp prism. This is what I was expecting as well.
That was me pretending to be a Marine.
Thanks, because I wasn't actually watching it. So I'm glad you emulated the
game
sound.
sounds.
Yeah, good job.
He's building the wall, nice. So he has to come into turret range if he wants to get damaged up.
But Warp Prism's going to go into the main. He doesn't have any missile turret there. This is what I was expecting, seeing that robo. I'm like, is he actually going to full commit to that? And it looks like he is. Where did the doodads load up? Okay, so at least he got the pylon on the left-hand side. He knew that was the case.
No damage so far. Good stuff for the Swedish player.
Yeah, 1 kill.
Stim done.
Hasn't really denied much mining time either, to be honest with you.
No.
Just trying to get out of here, this DT. Trapped.
Maybe you can get damage done later if MorroW forgets about it, but it's perfect. Oh, this guy's up. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, there he is.
All right. Well done. Well done. Well done. Now is the time for the warp prism. Does he get damaged this way instead? Because right now, that's 1 DT, not a huge investment, but the Dark Shrine and Twilight Council this early is kind of a little bit wasteful. One Dark Templar, a little bit wasteful. Second Dark Templar, more wasteful. If he doesn't get damage done, he's adding on a cannon back at home because he knows that he's not quite ready to defend. But this warp prism...
it's gonna do something, that's for sure.
on the other side of the map.
Yeah, that DT gets loaded in there, and there's no missile turrets.
Here.
Everything's over here. Here's the reinforcements, but they're quite low, and they could just get killed by the GT.
And then we already have a Colossus out, right? Oh, no. No, no. Yes. Where? Yes? No. No. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
So he'll be joining on with this force
photon overcharge.
This army's not going to do much.
Couple of force fields to prevent a stim into the middle lines or Colossus.
It's going to be very difficult. Yeah, I'll take the cannon. That's all right pickup. But other than that, how much can you really do here with that Colossus now out? Doesn't have thermal lance, so he has to be careful with the Colossus control. Pushes it away. The threat of that thermal, Colossus is just too much.
All right, so that one DT did manage to get a few kills, like 6 kills or something, 5 kills. Third base is down though, too fast here for my liking as a Protoss. The third command center. There are so few units out here for the Swedish boy, but there's not really that much here that San can do anyway. So I actually kind of like MorroW's position.
Is San just going to go on these 2 bases?
No.
You not think? Oh no, he's bringing the probe round. I thought that he could go with the Colossi and blink.
5 gateways here. It's not a lot, not enough. And
yeah.
Colossus count's too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be taking a third here, but the third being up so early for MorroW is actually very, very good here.
Yeah, he's going to fly
He's missing the extra barracks though. He's only on 3. I don't know where they are. Absolutely missing. It's crucial that he adds them on. Every second he delays, he's actually hurting himself.
And he missed a production round there as well, just for a second. So he needs these units out fast. He's actually going up to the Ghost Academy.
Yeah, he should be ramping up his barracks count. 3 barracks at 12 minutes is low.
Oh, well. So you might give San a little bit of an opportunity to pull himself back in quite nicely. Of course, there was a little bit of SCV damage done, yeah, but that third economy should be able to make up for that, especially with the mules over there as well. So, yeah, a little bit early on my premature call of Colossi going with Blink. It's always something nice to try out, but it normally is going pretty early. Not with Dark Templars mixed into that kind of play.
Dark Templars, man. Stalkers with Blink now, about to finish up. 2 Vikings, no problemo.
Yeah, there's no way you can really do too much there. There's 4 extra Vikings. Where are they all? So one's a few patrolling over here to find the Warp Prism, which is going to try and warp in again by the looks of things and go for another assault. But it's just one Zealot at the moment.
So a fairly balanced game between the both.
Yeah.
And neither of them, because it's so balanced, can find a way to get a bigger lead with their main armies. This, though, of course, Medivacs is the equivalent here for MorroW, can do damage to gain a substantial lead, which actually separates them in supply. But unfortunately, this Warp Prism is going to go through. Well, okay, with 1 Zard, so not quite.
Yeah. So not the best of starts there for San in this mid-game, as that's going to get cleaned up pretty fast. Maybe he even gets a worker. That's all right. I mean, 1 worker, 2 workers.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, as you say, better than nothing. And then back at home here, San just continuing on with his Colossus production and charge. Adding on Archons as well to this, make it a bit more beefy. Do we even have any Ghosts out? Just 2. SCVs are coming with this, though, Sean. Uh-oh.
Interesting. 4. This is a rough pull here, I think. I'm not sure. I mean, look at the actual army. Is there enough there?
And he sees all of this moving out as
4
well.
Colossus Archons in the mix. 5 Colossus. He's going to go for it, man. This is his chance. I'm not sure if it's going to work, though.
It's going to be difficult. All right, let's see how he positions this. All those SCVs, they're going to get shredded instantly if this engagement comes.
I mean, there's just not a massive army there, is there? It's mostly SCVs.
Yeah. Okay, he's looking for EMPs to really solidify this position at the moment, but walks on forwards. No EMPs just yet. All these SCVs are going to get shredded down so fast. And then when that happens, that bio is soft and squishy on the inside. Oh, dear me.
DT's in the mix too. I just seen them warped in.
Oh, okay. 1 more Ghost left over. I don't think it's going to get much done. The Vikings they're all dead.
2 Colossus survived, 3 Colossus, and that's going to be enough damage output.
Yeah. You're right with your call before. This was really rough around the edges. It just kind of didn't line up with how San was set up back at home. I think he felt that his third command center's worth of economy that early on would have pushed him a little bit further, but it didn't.
Yeah, his later barracks additions really slowed down his army strength here. It could have been a lot stronger a lot earlier, and unfortunately here for San, he's just going to, you know, counter-punch and win the game at this point. There's no Vikings. There's still 2 Colossuses. These Archons at the front here. There's Zealots. And unfortunately, that attack was not... Oh, it didn't work at the end of the day. And MorroW now going to take the consequences like a man. As he's going to have to fight an army that he doesn't want to fight.
San just moving forwards with that Observer, leading the charge. And now all the SCVs once again are off the line. He knows he's in a lot of trouble here, is MorroW. Such a shame for him right now if he actually falls out of this series, considering how it's played out, how it's gone. And he'll be kicking himself for this. But right now he's on the verge of being knocked down to the lower bracket.
All right. Come on. SCV's not working, is not good.
Yeah.
But San is going to come and...
Formule's doing well.
Try to end this one by the looks of it.
There's the scan. He sees this army once again, but how is he going to rival it? I mean, he has 4 Vikings to deal with 3 Colossi. The Bio somehow needs to get on top of them. He's denying mining over at this base as well, and here comes the push. A lot of those SCVs at the front absolutely get torn apart. The Bio at the back here is just going to get shredded because the Vikings do not have ample firepower to kill off the Colossi. GG. San is able to take the series, and he's going to be going up against Bunny in the winner's match.
That's right. Yes, he is. Congratulations to San, who's able to turn that one around. And both series here start off with the eventual winner losing the first one to come back to win 2 games in a row to find themselves now playing against each other in the winner's match. But as we've now really getting used to a little bit more, is that we're going to be having that winner's match in the 4th game of the evening, which means the next game is going to be that lower bracket one.
All right, so guys, join us after the break when we'll have the 3rd series of the night. It's going to be our 2 losers here for more StarCraft action in WCS Europe.